Imagine you wake up tomorrow and you have a new power, total invisibility. Not ghost style. You're physically there, but no one can see you. No cameras, no biometrics, no logs. No, we're tracking this for quality and training. You can walk into any building, look at any screen, take anything, read any message, push any button, and no one will ever know. Here's the real question behind that superpower. Who would you become if no one could ever see what you do? That's the heart of a very old story from Plato's Republic called the Ring of Gyges. In the story, a shepherd finds a strange ring inside a hidden tomb. When he twists it, he becomes invisible. He uses this new power to sneak into the palace, seduce the queen, kill the king, and take over the kingdom. No consequences, no punishment, only reward. Plato has one of his characters, Glaucon, push this story to its limit. Give two people a ring like this. One person everyone calls good, and one person everyone calls bad. Glaucon says, both of them would eventually use the ring the same way. If you can't be caught, you'll do whatever benefits you most. The only reason we act good, he suggests, is fear. Fear of punishment, fear of losing our reputation, fear of getting kicked out of the group. So his challenge to Socrates is brutal and simple. If nobody could see you, why be moral at all? Fast forward about 2,400 years. We don't have magic rings, but we do have anonymous accounts, burner emails, VPNs, fake names, private tabs. This message disappears in 24 hours. Our invisibility doesn't come from a ring. It comes from a screen. And psychologists have been asking, what actually happens when people feel unseen? A long line of research on anonymity and deindividuation shows a pattern. When people feel anonymous, unidentifiable, and unaccountable, they are more likely to act aggressively, rudely, or illegally. We've seen this in lab studies where people shock others harder if their identity is hidden, in online spaces where normal people become trolls once their name and face disappear. And when it comes to cheating, experiments where people roll dice or flip coins in private and report the result for money show that many participants quietly cheat, especially when they're sure no one can catch them. Here's the wild part. When people get away with cheating and believe no one is hurt, they often don't feel guilty. They feel good. Researchers call this the cheater's high. So Glaucon's question from ancient Greece is an abstract. It's showing up in our data today. When we feel invisible, many of us do act differently. So what do we do with that? We could throw our hands up and say, okay, Plato was right. We're all secretly Gyges. Morality is just fear in a nice outfit. But that's not the full story. First, even in these cheating experiments, not everyone cheats. Some people stay honest even when there's no chance of being caught, no obvious victim, and free money on the table. Second, Plato isn't just being cynical. He uses the Ring of Gyges to set up a conversation, not end it. Glaucon is like the friend in the group who says, come on, be real. People are only just because they're scared of what happens if they're not. Socrates' job is to answer that. He has to show that being just, being moral, is good in itself, not just because of outside rewards. So what's his move? Plato's answer, simplified, goes something like this. First, injustice on the outside creates chaos on the inside. The person who uses the ring to lie, exploit, and harm might look free, but inside they become a slave to fear of being exposed, to appetite, to paranoia. Their soul, in Plato's language, is disordered. Second, justice is like psychological health. Just as a healthy body isn't just about looking good in a photo, a healthy soul isn't just about looking good to others. It's about your inner parts being in the right balance, reason, emotion, and desire working together instead of fighting each other. Justice, in this picture, is mental and moral stability. So even if nobody catches you, Plato would say, each unjust act still damages you from the inside out. Modern psychology, very different language, same direction, finds something similar. People who regularly lie, cheat, or manipulate to win might get short-term hits of pleasure, but over time, they often carry more stress, more anxiety, more inner conflict. Meanwhile, people who feel their actions match their values, that sense of integrity, show better mental health outcomes and life satisfaction. So here's the flip. Glaucon thinks the ring shows morality is just fear. Socrates thinks the ring shows something else. If you only behave when people watch, you're not free, you're dependent on surveillance. Real freedom is when you could cheat, lie, or harm, and you still don't want to because you care about the kind of person you're becoming. So let's bring this down from mythical ring level to everyday life. You, and I won't sneak into palaces, but we do get smaller rings handed to us constantly. You find a way to adjust a timesheet and no one will ever check. You can send a DM from a fake account and say something you'd never say face to face. You can copy a paragraph for your assignment or presentation, tweak a few words, and nobody will catch you. You can hide parts of your life from your partner, your friends, your family, and the algorithm will never judge you. Every one of those moments is a Ring of Gyges moment. So what do we actually do? Let me give you 3 questions that you can quietly ask yourself whenever you feel that no one will know feeling. Question 1. Who am I when the only witness is me? Forget your followers, your boss, your parents, your pastor. Strip away all the external judges. If you imagine replaying this moment privately, just you and your own memory, would you feel clean about it? Or would you feel like you gained something outside but lost something inside? This is your internal camera. And unlike real cameras, you can't fully turn it off. Question 2. If this became a habit, where would it take me? Don't just look at the single act. Look at the trajectory. One small cheat on an exam, one anonymous insult, one quiet abuse of power. Alone, each one looks tiny. But habits grow. Ask, if I did this every week for the next 5 years, what kind of person would I be? What kind of story would I be telling about myself? Plato's worry isn't that one ring moment ruins you. It's that living like Gyges rewires you. Question 3. Would I still be proud of this if everyone suddenly could see it? Imagine, just for a second, that tomorrow this action ends up on a screen in front of the people you respect most, or printed out and handed to your future kid, or played back to you at 60 years old. Would you be able to say, yeah, that was me. I stand by that. If the honest answer is no, that's a signal, not a condemnation, a warning light. Now, you might say, okay, but people still get ahead by doing shady stuff in the dark. Look at corruption. Look at scams. Look at leaders who lie and still win. And you'd be right in the short term. Glaucon wasn't stupid. He saw that unjust people often crush at invisible metrics: money, power, status. Plato's response isn't that never happens. His response is, that's not the whole scoreboard. There's the outer scoreboard, what everyone else sees. And there's the inner one, what you know about how you got there. You can fake the outer one with a ring. You cannot fake the inner one with yourself. This is where modern life quietly pulls you in 2 directions. On one side, everything screams, optimize the outside. Numbers, likes, money, clout, optics. On the other, a quieter voice asks, who are you when none of that is on the line? The Ring of Gyges isn't telling you you're secretly a monster. It's asking you, do you want immorality to depend on being watched? Because if the answer is yes, then you only stay good as long as the cameras are on. We see what happens when systems rely only on external control. The second supervision loosens, people cut corners. The second the name tag comes off, the comments get cruel. So here's a different vision of strength. Strength is not, I'd be terrible if I could get away with it, but luckily I can't. Strength is, I could get away with it, and I still choose not to because there are some lines I won't cross, even in the dark. So next time you're alone with your own small ring, the unlocked phone, the private account, the loophole no one else sees, don't just ask, can I get away with this? Ask, what am I trading for this little win? My peace of mind, my self-respect, my future ability to trust myself. Plato's answer to Glaucon, if we boil down hundreds of pages, is simple. Being moral is not just about how people treat you. It's about the kind of soul you're building, day by day. The Ring of Gyges offers you a shortcut to power. The cost of the shortcut is you. So the real dilemma isn't, what would I do if I had a magic ring? It's, in all the tiny, invisible moments of my normal life, am I quietly becoming Gyges, or the person who could wear that ring and still sleep at night?